Welcome everybody to this introduction to accessibility features in smartphones. This presentation has been brought to you by Wellcare and Cyber Seniors. At Cyber Seniors, we help seniors citizens with the use of their electronic devices and technology. For more than 20 years, Wellcare has offered a range of Medicare products, including Medicare Advantage and Medicare prescription drug plans, also known as PDP, which offer affordable coverage beyond original Medicare. Today, Wellcare is proud to offer access to quality, affordable, and culturally sensitive healthcare to more than 1.2 million Medicare Advantage members and 4.1 million PDP members across all 50 states. Smartphones offer various accessibility tools that enhance usability for all users. Some key features include voice commands that allow users to control their phones without touching the screen, text-to-speech options that allow users to read text out loud, which is convenient for those with vision impairments. There are also options for hearing aids and closed captions for videos, so people with hearing difficulties can enjoy content without missing out. Overall, these features support independence and make smartphones more user-friendly. Accessibility settings on Android devices can vary somewhat depending on the manufacturer, whether it is Samsung, Motorola, LG, as well as the version of the Android system and any custom-related user interface. However, several core accessibility features are generally consistent across most Android devices. To name a few, and these are the ones we are going to be covering, here we have visibility enhancements, interaction and dexterity, and hearing enhancements. Now, let's begin the live demonstration for some of these accessibility features. Here is my Android device. For this presentation, I'm using a Samsung Galaxy smartphone. You are going to find the settings icon. Depending of the device you use, your applications could be organized in a alphabetical order, such as the case for me. And in my case, it would be in the last couple of screens of my device. So here's my settings. When I tap in my settings, then I will be bringing up the options and menus that I can access. I'm looking for accessibility. So the accessibility menu is right here, right? And I'm gonna open by tapping on that option. And here I have different set of choices depending on what I want to change in my device. The first menu that we mentioned in the slideshow is visibility enhancements. And we are going to tap on that option, and then it will take me right here. One of the easiest things is changing the display mode of your electronic device. For example, you have default, high contrast, and large display. If what you need is to be able to read your screen better and to see better, you can use, for example, large display. You will notice that every single time an option is chosen, that option will show a little check mark at the top. And also you will see a description indicating what kind of things are going to be affected once you choose that setting. In this case, if I were to choose the large display, the font size and screen zoom are increased or will be increased in my device. The font is gonna be bold from this point forward, and the buttons are going to be highlighted, meaning every single time I am in a menu that has a transparent type of menu that is difficult to read because the background is a little bit flimsy, the highlight function is going to allow me to read better. When you have select this, say that you go to apply, your screen is going to change, such as it did for me. My letter is now bold. The option highlight buttons has been selected. There are other set of things you can pay attention to, such as color inversion, right? So if you read better with the background being black, this is a nice thing that you can do, especially if you want to protect your eyes from eye strain. You can do this. You can remove something is called animations. That is in the case that you are sensitive to animation or perhaps screen movements. It will reduce the animations your device does whenever you interact with things. Likewise, you have reduced transparency and blur. This reduces visual effects on dialogue, text, and menus to make them easier to read. So if you were to use that, that is likely a good thing to have. And at the very bottom of this option, you have size and zoom. Something nice that you can go and explore more is the font size and style. So if you need to increase your letter more, you can do it from here. Or if you want to change the font style, you can go to font style and you can see what option seems to be best from the choices you have here. So say that I go from Samsung 1 to Rosemary, right? Once I do that selection, my letter will be changed. And it's a matter of just selecting the one I want to use, and then it will adjust accordingly. If you don't like, for instance, the bold font, you can deactivate it from this part. And lastly, adjusting the font size by pressing and holding onto that circle in the adjuster, and you can move either to the left to reduce the text size or to the right to increase the text size. If you were to press at the top in your back arrow, you can return to the previous set of menus you have in front of you. And the last part that we were exploring just a couple seconds ago was font size and style. You can go to screen zoom and it will show you how the screen will present text when you are interacting with applications that have text on it, which is most of them. So here you can use again the circle at the bottom or the plus, and the plus will allow you to increase the screen zoom so you can read better. And the example they are using here is kind of the text application. So if you were to use the minus, then you reduce also the screen zoom. This is also a way to read and interact easier with your screen. I'm going to press on my back button, and then I went over visibility enhancements, and now I will be using hearing enhancements. So if I press here, I have multiple things that I can do. I won't be able to show all of them, but I would like to show you a couple. For example, there is an option called Live Transcribe. This is an application that you can access to from the accessibility settings. It's an application you have to install, And this, what it does is that it shows real-time transcription of your conversations and sound event notifications. It's a good tool to use associated to speech and hearing assistance. But let's install it so I can show you how it works. So I'm gonna tap in install, then the system is gonna create a shortcut. It's gonna be verified by the security system of my Android device called Play Protect. And then once it's ready, it will show me a open button that I can use to start operating the application. So I'm gonna tap in open. And then because it's a live transcribe and sound notification application, it will prompt you to accept the permission. You can select to keep you safe while using the application or only this time. So I'm gonna select only this time, and you can see how when I speak, everything that I say is going to be transcribed for me. And then if you were to press that button at the top, you have other options such as current loudness, background noise, and got it, right? At the bottom, you also have settings that you can use. If you were to tap in those settings, then you can reduce the text size in the application. So it's slightly better. You have something is called transcription history and open sound notifications. This is when you want to get notified about important sounds. So it will allow you to configure that option. And it will look something like you see here. Get notified about important sounds around you, like a smoke alarm. Choose sounds that matter to you. So if I were to press that, next button, I can see the options that I can activate in terms of which sounds I want this application to detect. So it can be a smoke and fire alarm, sirens, dog barking, knocking, doorbell ringing. You can either turn on by pressing turn on, and then you see how it changes for me. When a sound is detected, it will show up here at the bottom. This is a useful function that you can use to transcribe your voice or detect sounds that you should be aware of. I'm going back to my settings and I went to live transcribe and install that application that allowed me to transcribe my voice and detect certain sounds in my device via the live transcribe and notification application. So I'm going back, and now I can use live caption. Here is live caption. Live caption detects a speech on your device and automatically generates captions. And you can use this live. You can choose sound labels, which include sounds like laughter, applause, or music, and live caption in volume control to control the option from your volume keys. So let's try to use an option that allows me to hear sounds or to play sounds. For example, I'm going to, let's go to Spotify and let's see. I'm going to this podcast.
I can't say this, but one of them is hypertrophy. Very good.
And then
the other one is periodization.
Here is how the system plays the caption when it detects audio in the background, right? So you see how it's detecting that for me. So that is how it works. Okay. So I'm going back to live caption. Have it on is what allow me to see the caption in the screen whenever there is some sort of sound happening on my device. I'm gonna deactivate that so I don't have it working in the background. All right, so I went over live transcribe, live captions, hearing aid support is what I'm going to show you next. This is a very straightforward menu. In essence, you can adjust your phone's audio so it works better with hearing aids. And is a toggle bar, especially you tap to activate, you tap to deactivate. If you have hearing aids, it's good to have this on, right? Something else that you can use here is the Bluetooth to connect your hearing aids. If they have Bluetooth technology, you can tap here and it will show you the option to pair your hearing aids with your device. And now that I have this menu here, this is what highlight buttons look like. It highlights the menu choices you have in front of you. If I did not have this option selected, these continue and cancel options won't be like they are right now, okay? So I'm gonna cancel because I just want to demonstrate what this was for. And then I will go back to the last menu from the accessibility features I meant to show you today in the Android device. So last one is interaction and dexterity. In interaction and dexterity, I have an option called a system menu. This has a toggle bar. Now, because I activate the option, here you will need to allow the assistant menu to have full control of your phone. Now, this may sound a little bit scary, but this is for the function to operate your device easier. So you don't have to interact with gestures, which is essentially touching, swiping, scrolling, tapping and holding on your device and doing other set of things. So essentially you need to tap in allow. And then when you allow, I hope that you can see this little thing right here, this circle. Right, this circle right here with the 4 squares, this one right here, is your assistant menu. Fortunately, it's a little bit transparent for me. I'm gonna make it better. So interaction and dexterity. When I go to assistant menu or the menu of assistant menu, I have a part that says transparency. The transparency is what allows you to see this icon of the assistant menu better, because right now it's very difficult to see. Seems like it's hiding. So if you go to the right, likely will hide the icon. If you were to the left, it will show it better. So here I have my assistant menu. When you are not actively using, it will hide in the background. So you have to tap on it and then you will see the options. Here are the main settings you have in your device. So you have recents, which are the applications you have been opening recently in your device. So it will show them, right? So I was before in Spotify. I'm now in the settings application. Now, if I were to tap in my assistant menu again, instead of recent, I will press home and then it will take me back to my home screen, which is something that you normally will have to use your home button to do. You can do it from your assistant menu. If you were to use the back button, it will take you back an action at the time. If you were to lock the screen or screen off, then this is what is going to happen. So here is your volume. So if you need to adjust the volume of your device, you can use volume, and then it will show you the plus sign, the minus sign, and you can adjust based on how loud or how easy you want that sound to be. Here you have screenshots, meaning you can take a screenshot of the application or the screen, and here is the screenshot. Usually it's displayed at the bottom. If you were to use these arrows, this arrow will show you other set of options like notification panel. Here's the notification panel. I can go back by pressing in my set of options. Then I can go to the menu settings and I will be back into the assistant menu choice. The last two options from this interaction and dexterity menus that I want to bring your attention to are voice access. So voice access allow you to access different parts of your device by using your voice. Likely similar to what happened with the assistant menu, you need to activate it and grant the function permissions to control your device. I will select allow. And then you have this little icon. This is the frequency icon. I call it that way. And when you press it, essentially it's gonna record your voice and you can give the command. Go to home screen. Open settings. Scroll down. Scroll down. Go back. Swipe up. Swipe left. Go back. Stop listening. And that is how voice access works. So I'm gonna deactivate it, turn it off, and then you can go back by pressing the back arrow. And lastly here, answering and ending calls. So how you want the device to interact when you receive a call. So you can get the device to read the caller's name out loud. You can answer the call automatically, not the safest option, but it's here if you need it. And you can also decide what keys you press to answer a call. So you can use your volume up, for example, to answer a call, or press the power button to end a call. So I hope that you enjoy this overview of the Android. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen today. I hope that you found some of the tools useful and perhaps that you can apply them to your electronic devices. Keep in mind that Cyber Seniors and Wellcare are community partners with the shared goal of enriching the lives of the Medicare beneficiaries we serve. This training was sponsored by Wellcare as part of this shared goal. Wellcare Medicare Advantage plans offer affordable coverage and valuable benefits in one package, with the extra help Medicare beneficiaries need to meet the challenges in their daily lives. We offer a range of Medicare coverage products, including Medicare Advantage and Medicare prescription drug plans, which provide affordable coverage beyond original Medicare. If you have Medicare questions, they are here to help. You can go to their website, www.wellcare.com, or get in touch with the referral line 844-915-0096. They are available from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week between October 1st and March 31st, and from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday between April 1st and September the 30th. A messaging system is used after hours as well as on weekends and federal holidays. Thank you so much, everybody.